Hey, now we are back. I am live in my office. The glasses are on, and we are about 1 month away from the biggest card show of the year. No, not Fanatics Fest. We're talking about the National Card Show in Rosemont, Chicago. And I will be there this year. It's going to be my 18th national convention. I can't believe that. My first one was back in 1993, way back at McCormick Place in Chicago. And this year, I mean, I always go and I always focus on autographs. People that know me know I'm an autograph collector more than I am a card collector. And the autograph lineup, I think, is finalized. I would imagine is finalized. And I've been going and collecting autographs since the first show in 1993. I have to say, this year's show, in terms of an autograph lineup, is one of the strongest I can remember. It is very packed. And I know when people go there, they look at the autographs and they say, wow, look at these prices. They're insane. And we're going to look at that in a second. My response is they're on par of what they should be. So when you go there, you're paying a premium for the autographs. And really the dynamics of autograph collecting has shifted in the last, I would say, 10 years. Number one, these players like Giannis, for example, the Greek freak who's going to be there, and I'm not a basketball collector, and even I know who Giannis is. You can buy his autograph if you want to on Fanatics, probably $200, $250. You can get it on Fanatics or eBay. I think it's a Fanatics exclusive. And you can get his autograph. It's not a nice autograph at all, but he's charging $500 at the National. And my guess is his lines will be packed starting at $500 because number one, Milwaukee's not that far from Chicago. So a lot of people will be driving down and people want to meet these athletes. The experience is worth more almost, I would say, than the autograph. They want to say, I met Giannis. I met him in person. I got an autograph. They want that, let's say, even 10 seconds of interaction with these players. And for that, you're going to pay a premium. And in addition to that, you're also paying a premium to have all these greats of the ever to be in one spot. So for me, that's worth it. That's worth a premium. I'm not saying $500 for Giannis. Each person can decide what is and what is not worth it. But I was looking, there are 78 living Hall of Famers, including Sandy Koufax, who's not doing any show. We know that. And of those 78, 35, and we're not including Pujols and Cabrera and Molina, who will be there. Nearly half of the living Hall of Famers will be signing over 4 days at Rosemont. And you're got to pay a premium for them to come to you. And obviously, they're not coming to your backyard. They're not having dinner with you. They're all going to be in one central location. So instead of you flying around the country trying to meet these and going to Cooperstown, and even in Cooperstown, I don't know if all these players will necessarily be signing. So you need to pay a premium, and you're going to pay a premium if you want to meet these players and get them all to sign a specific item for you. Again, there's no one here that you can't buy cheaper. And I get that and I understand it. I think it's worth it. And this is why I think Tristar and all these promoters are paying extra money and charging extra money for them to get you to come to Chicago and meet these players in person. So quickly, we're going to go over the autograph list of who's going to be there, who my plans for the autographs, who I plan on getting, and who I think you should get. And I'm going to focus mostly on the baseball because of the fact that that's what I collect. So I know what's a good value and what's not a good value. So buckle up. I'm going to share my screen right now. Let's talk about it real quickly. So we're going to look at, again, this is the lineup right here. And I got to be honest with you. The one thing I don't like is how TriStar sets this up right here. You got to do a hunt and peck to see who you want, find it, and buy an autograph ticket. And I prefer, just for looking at prices, you can go right here. This is the mail-in sheet that they have, and this makes it much easier to find. And again, I mean, Roberto Alomar, any baseball Hall of Famer that's under $100 for the Nationals, probably a good deal in my opinion. So I don't recommend waiting. The problem is when you get there, the will call line is really expensive to pick up your tickets. And at the same time, the line to buy autograph tickets is really expensive. So I guess it's better to order in advance. You get a lower number. People wait hours just to meet their favorite celebrities. I mean, we talk about this, but like, look at Giannis, $500, and that's insane to me personally. But I guarantee you, he will probably be sold out. You know what I'm saying? He's going to draw a tremendous crowd. I don't ever remember him doing a public appearance where just anyone can come and get whatever they want signed. So I know I could hear it right now. 500, that's insane. I bet you I won't be there on Saturday, but I bet you that line is insane for Giannis. I mean, just going down the list, Bagwell, I think, again, Bagwell does so many shows. And then Baines, again, these guys do a lot of shows. Beltre's prices has actually come down just a little. 250 is about where he's at right now. And again, 300 for a multi-sign item. He's a lot, but he's always been a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can't get him cheap if you want to meet him and get him to sign on your item. And there's something to it with just going there and saying, listen, I want you to sign this item right here in this pen. You're going to pay a premium for that. And then that's what you have to expect. Johnny Bench, one of the greatest catchers ever. This is one item I plan to get signed is Johnny Bench. I've met him before. The reason why I plan on getting Johnny Bench is I got a great photo with him and my son last year at the National that I wanted to sign. Again, these guys are not getting any younger. Wade Boggs, $79. Again, that's cheap for a first ballot Hall of Famer at this show. Does shows all the time. Yes, I know you can mail and get it much cheaper. And I don't think he's going to have a long line at all. He's pretty much standard on the autograph circuit right now. Cabrera, if you live in Michigan, he's starting to do a lot of shows again in Michigan. This is going to be his first national, I think, for $199. Like, you compare him and Pujols. Pujols is very similar in stats to Cabrera, but he wants almost double what Cabrera wants. Cabrera gives a beautiful autograph. I think he'll do very well on a national level at $199. I don't know how these coaches are going to do. Steve Carlton, I haven't seen him at a show in quite some time. $129 is actually a good deal. I got Carlton for $40 back at the 1994 National. Again, that was 30 years ago. So I think that's a great value for Steve Carlton. Again, these guys are not getting any younger. I wouldn't wait anymore and say, oh, I'm going to wait for him to do another show cheaper and try and meet him then. Again, these guys are not getting younger. They're not going to do that many more shows, especially these guys in their 80s. That's a good deal to me. Again, Andre Dawson does a lot of shows, but for $60, probably the best deal you're going to find for Andre Dawson. Just going down, again, Tony Dorsett does a lot of shows. Eck is very good through the signing. But again, anything under $70, yeah. Patrick Ewing just starting to do shows again. So a couple of years ago, 300 would have been a steal for him. I still think, believe it or not, it's a good value. Anyone that knows about Patrick Ewing knows that he hates signing autographs. Raleigh Fingers, very common name. Again, Carlton Fisk, I heard off the record he was sick lately. So again, I don't know how many more shows he's going to be doing. At 119, maybe. Garvey, Dwight Gooden, Guerrero. Again, he's done a lot of shows. But again, first ballot, I think the first ballot Hall of Famer. Todd Helton. This is crazy, like the amount of different prices he has. But again, he's starting to do shows. He's a Tristar exclusive. And again, this is a Tristar show. So again, you can expect to see him around. Felix got him back when he did this first national. This is the second national. I think he squeaks in. Like Trevor Hoffman used to be 125. This is a rare instance where a player is actually going down in cost. I think $100 is going to be his price going forward for anyone. Again, Reggie Jackson, just an icon to the sport. 180. Again, he was at a show not too long ago in Michigan. This is what he charges. Tommy John's really interesting to me. It says right here, Tommy is not in good health, so his autograph is very shaky. I think that's kind of funny. So, I mean, I'm glad they disclosed that. And again, he's doing it 2 days there. So again, he came short in the latest Hall of Fame ballot. He hasn't done a show in quite some times. Until recently, he did the Pinstripe show. So that's interesting to me that he's also doing the National, let alone there for 2 days. 130 seems very high for him. But again, if you want to meet him, I think he does sign Hall of Fame items, even though he's not on a Hall of Famer. So like, this is your opportunity, and you're going to have to pay that. La Russa, again, very common name. Bill Laimbeer, again, from Detroit, he doesn't do many shows, but all of a sudden he's starting to do shows. He was a notoriously tough autograph in Detroit during his playing careers. Hated signing. And again, I'm just going down right here. Going kind of fast right now. Again, Pedro's been the same amount. Again, Yadier Molina. This is interesting. He never did shows except for Cardinals Winterfest. I went to get him at that. He was 150. Now he's 329. He's doing the National. I think he's also doing a show in Cleveland, in St. Louis as well. But again, I think he and Pujols are going to do very, very well at this show. Jack Morris, common name. Again, David Ortiz, common name. Palmer. Again, Jim Palmer, $70. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. He does do a lot of shows. But again, anyone you're good for under $100 you get to meet, I think is a good value for a baseball Hall of Famer. Pujols, $400. Again, twice as much as Cabrera, about the same career achievements. Interesting, he won't do any 700 game tickets. But interesting about Pujols, last year he did the National and gave a Rush APS signature. Many, many people were upset about that. I don't know what they ever did Tristar to remediate that. He just did Fanatics Fest last weekend. And again, he was back to giving his full A Pujols signature that you should expect from him. He's not doing his number on it. He used to do that as well. He stopped doing that. Again, Tim Raines, and we're getting down the list now. Scott Rowland, CC Sabathia, 229, a new Hall of Famer. But again, first ballot, one of the modern great pitchers, one of the last pitchers that's going to get to 250 wins. So again, Ted Simmons, $75. Again, his prices have come down. Smoltz, $89. Again, Darby Swanson. It's interesting. A lot of these, I want to go back to Pete Crow Armstrong for what's that. And this is interesting. I think this is a great deal. Again, he's not doing, where's Pete Crow Armstrong? I went by him so quickly because he's not accepting mail-ins. And the fact that they got modern Cub players, active players coming in, great job for the National. I think Pete Crow Armstrong is going to clean up. He's a little under $200. And you're going to say, that's a lot. He's had one good season, which is this year. He's going to sell out. I may actually get him. I'm thinking about getting him on Thursday because how often is he going to do a show? Not very often. The fact that they're going to get him to come in right when they're doing these shows is amazing to me. So just my 2 cents at the National. I'm very excited going. I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I will be at the YouTube get together on Thursday night at the Embassy Suites, which is right across the street from the National. I hope people come there, stop by, say hello. I mean, I remember going to this when they first started these YouTube get-togethers. They exponentially have grown. Last year's Cleveland one was just so packed that you could barely get in. I can't imagine this year's won't be as crowded. So I hope to see a lot of you there. So I just gave you a couple of tips and tricks, what to look for. So, I mean, I go back to my final story with the National, and this was in 1994. I'm at the National, and Mickey Mantle was there. Mantle was in poor health. He just joined Upper Deck. He wanted $80 an autograph, which was insane at the time, $80 an autograph. And I said, no way in hell am I paying $80 for Mickey Mantle. I got him his autograph already, but not in person. This is before the forgeries came out. I knew it was good. And I'm like, I'm not paying $80. And he was dead a year later. So ever since then, I said, I'm not, if I can, I have the means. So I'm not going to pass up getting an autograph just because of the money to get it in person and get that experience, even though it's very quick. So again, the prices on these athletes are not going to get any cheaper, most likely. Yes, once in a while, the hype train will calm down. I know that Mariano's prices have come down a little, for example. But again, if you want an opportunity to meet the player and you're going to be there and you have the means, I would get the autograph. 100%. This is a great, great lineup. I think Tristar did an outstanding job with the lineup this year for the National. So that's about it. I'm going to shoot another video coming up, how you can basically go to the National almost for free under certain conditions, and I'm excited for that. So as always, keep collecting.